In a world overflowing with distractions, where every moment is filled with noise and tasks, it's easy to forget what it truly means to be. But what if that elusive peace you're searching for doesn't require escaping the chaos? What if it's already within you, waiting to be noticed? Could the key to inner calm be as simple as embracing the present moment, free from the constant chatter of your mind? Amid the constant swirl of thoughts, tasks, and distractions, it's almost impossible to remember what it truly means to be. The world has become a storm of endless notifications, to-do lists, and the relentless hum of our own minds. We grasp at any fleeting moment of relief, yet the noise never truly fades. But what if the key to peace wasn't hidden somewhere in the chaos, but was already within you, just waiting to be noticed? Can you imagine a life where the constant chatter of your thoughts fades into the background, leaving only the stillness of the present? A life where the need to label, judge, and define every moment falls away, allowing you to simply be. This isn't some far-off dream or the stuff of philosophical musings. It's within your reach. The moment you stop searching for answers in the noise of the mind, you begin to access a deeper reality. A reality that isn't bound by the past or shaped by the next thing to come. For most of us, though, the idea of being truly present, of experiencing life without the filter of thought, seems impossible. We feel the weight of our thoughts, our past, and our constant striving. But what if, just for a moment, you could let go of all of that? What if the presence you're so desperately seeking wasn't something you had to achieve, but something you've always had access to, tucked away beneath the layers of mental clutter? Imagine what it would be like to experience life not through the lens of endless analysis, but through the clarity of pure awareness. What if you could stop trying to fix everything and instead just be with what is? This is the profound shift that happens when we step beyond the clutter of our minds. It's not a destination. It's a return to the simplicity of being. And it's available to you now if you choose to pause, breathe, and just be here. Tell me, when was the last time you noticed someone doing nothing more than staring around? The fact that you have to pull out your phone just adds to the mental clutter. The next time I ask, "Who are you?" please don't bring up any irrelevant information from your background. Does your sense of self allow you to exist independently of your past? For the moment, it is not even necessary that you recall your name. For what purpose? It is not necessary for you to recall your contact information from a decade ago, including your email address and phone number. Keeping that in mind is unnecessary. Is it possible to perceive beingness or presence even when you don't know anything about yourself? There is absolutely no history to that. But what exactly is it? It defies description. Simply being is all you know. Indeed, I am. There is an inherent beingness or presence that you can feel. But for a second, the train of thought must stop moving in order to feel it. It might even be occurring right now for a lot of you. Unless they're asleep, most people's typical train of thought never stops. That train of thought dies down for a second. I meant to question if it is possible to feel your existence independently of your thoughts, when I asked if it is possible to feel yourself apart from your past. Oh my! An enormous discovery has been made. Beyond a certain point of view, the question, "Who am I?" lacks an actual, genuine response. It defies description. Truthfully, "Who am I?" does not require any contemplation. A feeling of just being there is what it is. Even if it's fleeting, you can only perceive that. In this state, your thoughts stop flowing and you become fully present, silently listening to everything around you. Perceiving everything as possible. You are able to perceive sight and sound. You've got it. And you have no thoughts at all. That doesn't imply you've actually slept, though. Reversely, it is true. When you separate yourself from this constant flow of thoughts, you become more vigilant. Every single one of us possesses that quiet, that natural stillness. If you want to achieve stillness, you don't have to put in a lot of effort or tell yourself things like, if I follow the right course of action, it might take me 10 years and then I'll be able to have a still mind. Yeah, it's already been placed. Anybody who isn't utterly miserable all the time has some access, perhaps unconsciously, to that inner quiet if they aren't completely terrible and unhappy all the time. They are unaware of it. What they do know is that occasionally they experience mild happiness. As a result, they say, for that little moment they cease to think, perhaps they might think of another reason why they felt wonderful at that particular moment. At that very second, they might have been staring at a dog, since the animal clearly wasn't paying attention to them. The dog's mind is like a sieve. The dog is aware, but it can't form abstract ideas. The canine is agnostic regarding your feelings. You might have experienced an immediate surge of well-being when caressing the dog. Why? Because caressing the dog temporarily distracted you from the critical, analytical thoughts that would otherwise be racing through your head if you were petting a human. People would think you're crazy if you did that to a human, of course. "May I pet you?" is not a socially acceptable way to approach a human. If only people treated each other that way, it would be great. People do, however, form opinions toward you. You can always count on people to have preconceived notions about you whenever you interact with them. Thus, no other person can liberate you from the prison of your own mind. A dog or cat, though, can temporarily take your mind off of things, and for now, it's nice. People love their pets so profoundly because of that. They adore them for a reason, a more profound reason, a more profound reason. Having a pet can help people break free of their thoughts, even if only somewhat. You may have fleeting moments of unfocused consciousness whenever you engage in interaction with your pet. Whether it's 2 or 3 seconds, it's sufficient to maintain your momentum. That should be more than enough to keep your life from being completely unhappy. Then, there can be additional times when you work out. Imagine yourself swimming or scaling a mountain. During those times, you have to give your undivided attention to the task at hand. There's no room for thought. Your sense of vitality is heightened once more. "Oh, that was so good. Well, I adore it. Tell me why it was so great. Wow, it's fantastic. So far, I have no idea why. It was beneficial since it temporarily interrupted your train of thought. Some level of consciousness or presence emerged, and you were completely unaware of it. Every person possesses that aspect of consciousness. Now, I'll confess that it's so ingrained in the human psyche that millions of people still lack access to it. On the other hand, other people are just now starting to feel this depth inside of them. To temporarily escape your thoughts, you need not wait for specific events to transpire. The next time you see a cute dog on the street won't be long coming. You need not wait for a particularly picturesque moment in nature to gaze at a forest or the sky in its entirety and exclaim, "Oh." On the other hand, when you're out stargazing at night, you can't help but be amazed by the clarity of the sky, the immensity of space, the multitude of stars, the majority of which are suns, and the relative quiet. Tranquility might also calm your thoughts. When I was a teenager, I meditated for the first time using that. Even the term meditation was foreign to me. In the West, meditation was taboo at the time. In the dark, I used to stare up at the stars. During my teenage years, my family and I lived in Spain, where the summer skies were frequently overcast. Sitting on the house's roof, I would exclaim, "Wow." Years later, I understood that I didn't give it a second thought while I was actually performing it. I attribute that sense of inner spaciousness to the freedom I had in outer space. The inner spaciousness is another way of putting it, another indicator. The words find and discover are not synonymous with achieve or attain. Therefore, it's up to you to figure it out. Because it is fundamental to your identity. It is neither an accomplishment nor something you achieve. It is already there. You just need to find it. You are doomed to a life of perpetual frustration if you are unable to locate it. Since there will only ever be one damn thing in life, your mind, which reacts to and magnifies every little thing that happens, is the one thing that never lets you be alone. It's just one darn thing. It's not so much about the concept of karma. What occurs to them is less important. It's all about their reactions to events. Amplify when you're not thinking about it. You tend to magnify even the smallest difficulties in your life. My goodness. Oh no. Even if it was just a little thing, it becomes much bigger. Disagreements between individuals happen frequently. Discovering oneself inside, you may hold a view on your life, or at least your life as you term it. If you listen to the story you tell yourself about your life, it might say that you were never successful. Could inform you that you've had a fantastic life. You most likely didn't come here though, since if you were happy with your life as it is, there's no need in seeking happiness in anything other than the tangible and intangible. Unfortunately, no one can be happy all the time. Having experienced what some may call failure, you may have come to the conclusion that it was all for naught. As an 18-year-old, I had grand ambitions. Everything I had planned for my life fell through. It was all for naught. It was a failed marriage for me. And then there was the second one that also failed. Next thing I knew, I had a job that I subsequently lost. I was miserable after making a little money because I took out too many loans and was so stressed out that I sought out mental health care, which didn't alleviate my problems. Oh no. Put another way, you have a lot of stuff on your mind. You feel like you're stuck in a mental quagmire, like a room overrun with unnecessary items. Plus, with all the technologies people use these days, it's even more difficult to focus, since the vast majority of texts, 99 out of 10, are meaningless. Each one adds to the cacophony. They are merely unnecessary. On Facebook. Once again, there may be vital things here and there, but it's all coming at you at once, so you have to pay attention. And for the few who still haven't woken up, it's actually worsening. Those who refuse to awaken are clearly living in the past at this very moment. There were times when you had to do nothing except sit and maybe look around as you waited for anything. But these days, no one does it. Tell me, when was the last time you noticed someone doing nothing more than staring around? The reason being that you'll need to get out your phone. Why, by the way, is that phone even functional? Further mental chaos ensues. There might be more room for you if you left your phone at home. Some people say, oh, when they gaze up at the sky, capturing its vastness, depths, and beauty. However, a text message is on its way. What exactly does it state? A question like "What's up?" arrives. Next, you must respond, without a doubt. When that disappears, the naturally occurring spaciousness, and I don't mean actively seeking it out. I just mean the kind of spaciousness that a typical person experiences from time to time, disappear. Now that's a dysfunctional entity. What impact that will have on society in the next 2 or 3 generations is anybody's guess. The good news is that some people are finally coming to terms with their spirituality, maybe as a defense mechanism against the dysfunction that the majority of us have to act out on a daily basis. Eliminating mental clutter is a quick and easy process. All right, I'm now removing this thought is not the only way to clear your thoughts. At this point, what am I going to do with my next idea? The question, what is it that I don't need, is essential when purging a room of unnecessary belongings. The mind, however, can be instantly cleared of clutter. Disengaging from thoughts and focusing on the here and now happens instantly. Looking up at the sky is only one example of how you can do what I just said. There, you can find open space. Space abounds in the sky. For this reason, Jesus drew parallels to the heavenly kingdom. The sky is the location where heaven is located. Heaven and sky mean the same thing in the majority of languages. Heaven and sky mean the same thing in German, Spanish, and French. Then he must be referring to the sky kingdom. According to him, that is of utmost importance. Everything will work out for the best when you seek the kingdom of heaven. In essence, that was his lesson plan. As an alternative to kingdom of heaven, I provide the following translation. I've already said sky, but I've come across an even more accurate translation: spaciousness. Reason being, open space is fundamental to the sky. Kingdom, in my opinion, means dimension. Therefore, the dimensionality of spaciousness is the kingdom of heaven. You embody this aspect of consciousness. Thus, the kingdom of heaven, repeat, when they questioned him, "Where is the kingdom of heaven?" in an effort to grasp his meaning. Where is it? When will it arrive? In contrast to the other things that have been passed down and recorded, this is one of the things that he stated that is, in my opinion, rather accurate. The kingdom of heaven, he emphasized, does not arrive with visible signs. Ah, it's over here. Or look, it's over there. Won't cut it. Believe me when I say that you already possess the kingdom of heaven. In more recent renderings, it is said to be within you. Yes, to both. There is a heavenly kingdom within you. It is the aspect of your being that is expansive. Once you discover that, it won't fix all your problems yet, but it will open a door to a part of you where you can see your problems and challenges for what they really are, allowing you to escape their grip and live a life free of misery. Your resilience grows, allowing you to better weather life's unavoidable storms. No one has it easy in life. It's not even supposed to be simple. No living thing finds it easy. Insects, plants, and all other forms of life face the same basic problems. Life isn't easy, and being human is incredibly difficult. Things become more difficult as they evolve. Life gets more complicated the more you think about it. Finding the kingdom of heaven within, as the dimension of spaciousness, does not, however, imply that you will no longer face challenges in life. No. What changes, though, is how you react to those difficulties. Problems are no longer magnified by you. All you can do is see them. You could do something about it, but for now, you just have to accept it. That is to say, you are no longer downhearted by life's difficulties. So that's a major advancement in evolutionary terms. Thus, occasionally, spiritual individuals and searchers of spiritual truths mistakenly believe that once they awaken spiritually or become enlightened, to use your preferred term, they would no longer face difficulties or issues. No, it is incorrect. Things keep on going. A whole new set of difficulties awaits you in every new circumstance. Before you ever believed, when I achieve this, I'll really be okay, you would swiftly discover who you are once you became famous and live in Hollywood or wherever. I intend to spend the remainder of my life in utter bliss. If only God would make me famous, I could be content forever. $10 or $20 million would be enough. Give it 20, I merely require that. Afterwards, I require affirmation from others that I am exceptional. I could really use that as well. Then I will be overjoyed. That will never transpire. Unhappiness will return even if you achieve your desires. I was told this was true. Some folks I've encountered who were ecstatic when they first obtained what they desired later on expressed to me how miserable they were once the initial rush wore off. I'm the greatest. Things took a turn for the worse after that. That being said, it's a good thing that life's challenges persist. The difficulties you face in life no longer entice you to wallow in misery, unconsciousness, reactivity, grumbling, or victim mentality. Rather, they compel you to be more fully present as you grow spiritually through the process of being tested. They create the illusion of more open space. You think, oh, look, here it is. Whenever life throws you a curveball, yet another obstacle, while you gaze upon it. The journey to inner stillness is not about achieving a state far beyond reach. It's about recognizing what is already within us. It's a realization that the clutter of the mind, often amplified by external distractions, can be set aside in an instant. We don't need to struggle or force our way into presence. We simply need to let go of the constant noise, even if just for a moment. The kingdom of heaven, or the dimension of spaciousness, exists within us all. It is not a distant place to reach, but a space to rediscover. When we are able to tap into this inner vastness, everything shifts. Life's challenges, rather than overwhelming us, lose their grip. They no longer have the power to pull us into an endless spiral of thoughts and reactions. This is the transformative power of presence. It changes how we experience everything, from the mundane to the extraordinary. The simple act of looking up at the sky or pausing to breathe brings us back to the truth of who we are, beyond the stories we tell ourselves and the judgments we carry. In those fleeting moments of stillness, we find a sense of peace that surpasses understanding. The clutter of the mind fades, and we are reminded of our true nature. This is not a destination, but a continuous unfolding. And every time we return to that spaciousness, we awaken a little more to the reality that life, though full of challenges, is also full of opportunities for deep presence and peace. If you are interested in continuing your quest for self-discovery and learning to live in the here and now, then you should subscribe to this channel. If you can relate to this message and are eager to continue developing, please indicate your intention to do so by writing now in the comments section. If you think this video might help someone be more mindful and present, please like it and share it.